But I can't stress enough how important it is to actually visit the university. I'm not going to get into the logistics of it again. I talked about it last video, but never, ever, ever pass up an opportunity to visit the university, especially if you're free. 100% go visit. Like, there's no question about it. I missed last year like 70 days of school between tournaments and visiting universities, and I don't regret any of it. It was a lot of fun. It was stressful. It was exhausting, don't get me wrong. Especially from Canada, like, it's not like we could drive to any of the universities besides Michigan State, which I visited at. That was the only one that we drove to, and it was only because I was playing the USGA Junior AM qualifier like 20 minutes, or no, an hour away from there. So that's the only reason why we drove to that one. But other than that, flying to Chicago, LA, where else do we go? New York, no, not Connecticut, Virginia, Washington, Philadelphia, name it, I went there for university visits. Then you put on my golf schedule on top of that, and I basically visited every state in the US last year. So that was fun, I guess you could call it. It gets really exhausting, don't get me wrong. You got to be on top of your schoolwork like it's going out of style. I stayed in for my spares, I stayed in at recess, I stayed in at lunch break to finish all my work, because I knew that the next day I was missing my math class where we were learning a hard lesson, and that really sucked, but I needed to catch up on it. There was nothing I could do. This is what my main goal was to try and achieve, so I'm not going to let a little math lesson stand in my way of getting where I want to go. And that's something you just gotta tell yourself. There's no shortcut to achieving maximum results in whatever it may be. You gotta put in the work, and in this case, doing your schoolwork on time or even before it's due, and just finishing it and having no stress when you're going away, because you don't want an essay lingering on your mind when you're in the middle of meeting with a coach, because you're not in the right frame of mind to give it your all and impress the coach and ask questions and be an attentive listener. That's important too. Don't just listen with your ears, listen with your eyes, ears, and like your whole body. So you want to be like good posture, of course, but listen to what they're saying, because it might be important to bring up something that they said previously. That's what a lot of people like. If they bring up a point before, and then you're like walking around campus an hour and a half later, and you say, you mentioned back in our meeting that the golf facility is 20 minutes from the campus. What's the quickest way to get there if I was parked right here? Or something like that. That was a kind of crappy question. But there will be questions that arise if you are listening properly that come to you very quickly, because that's just how conversations happen. Conversations happen from questions and answers. It's not like you're just talking about things and somebody brings up another point and somebody brings up another point. It's, what does this mean, or what do you do for that, or how do you do this? And then conversations elaborate from that. So don't be shy to ask questions either. Go with a set list of questions. I went with a set list of like 20 questions that I needed to ask to start, and then after that it was all questions generated by conversations.